Hi, this is Lorraine with Chat and Craft with Lorraine. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Warner, New Hampshire, and I love to share card making with people via Facebook Lives, through my Zoom classes, and hopefully someday in-person classes again. And until then, I will keep doing things this way. So we had a Zoom class last night and we made this card, and I thought I would jump on today and show you how I made it. We are using, let's see. First I made it in the hand-penned papers and colored. We'll go step by step. There's that card. I also made it in some Christmas paper with the Trimmings and Tidings stamp set. I love that. And today I thought I would make it with papers from the beautifully penned pack of paper. That's this pack of paper. It's all, I call it black and white, but I guess it's actually gray and white. And this is a free product with a $50 purchase only until 11:50 tomorrow evening. It ends on September 30th. It's called Celebration, and every $50 in purchases allows you to earn a free product. So here's that pack of paper. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite freebies that they have. They have another pack of paper that at first I was not crazy about, the penguins and the polar bears, but I have grown to love those. I'm trying to slide it out just a little. They're really cute, and there's a fox, and they're not too hard to cut out. And if you look at the reverse side, it's going to be really fun. Birthday, thinking of you paper, even some Christmas cards, some Hanukkah cards. So I really like that. Remember, the papers are all double-sided. And then my favorite stamp set that they have during Celebration is this Delicate Dahlia one, and I've used this a whole lot of times also. This is free with a $100 purchase. It has some great sentiments and just beautiful, beautiful stamp set. So I think you would love that. So don't delay. Things are over tomorrow. All right. I'll quickly go over some of the measurements needed for this card, but I will post them all in the description of this video here, as well as on YouTube when I upload it there. So don't worry about that. The card base is just a single piece of cardstock that's 5.5 by 4.25, and you'll need a piece of patterned paper that's 5.25 by 4, but don't put that on yet. You're going to need, in the same color cardstock, you're going to need a piece that is 1.25 by 5.25, and then we're going to score it at 4.25 so that it will fold over, and it's going to make our little flap here. So that will be the first thing we'll do in just a second. I also cut a piece of patterned paper that will fit on the folded portion of that. It goes edge to edge with a border on the top and the bottom, and that's 1 inch by 4.25. And then I used these Stitched So Sweetly dies that comes with some scalloped rectangles as well as some sentiment dies. And I used the largest rectangle. I cut 2 in white for this card. On this card, I used purple, the same color as the card base. But on this one, I decided to use white. So I cut 2 of those. I cut a piece of patterned paper. This is a different one, not just the back side, but a different one. And this is 2 5/8 by 3 3/4. That's going to go on there. And then you need a couple of layering circles. And this is the second largest scalloped circle and the second largest plain circle. So that's all we need. And like I said, I'll put that all in the description. So the first thing we're going to do is put our little flap holder piece on. I don't know what you call that, but we're going to put that on. So I've scored it and I've tucked it under, and I'm just going to put adhesive on that part. Now I like to get things nice and square and straight, so I'm bringing my trimmer in, because I stick things down here in the corner of my trimmer to give me a nice right angle. Let's see if you can see that without me making the camera move and shake. And I'm sorry, I just noticed that my phone is not plugged in, and I would hate for it to run out of battery, so I'm just going to plug it in and hopefully not jiggle it too much. Okay, there we go. So you can see I have that card base just tucked into the corner there. I'm going to put a little liquid glue on the back of it. And I'm not too worried about where it is. I'm roughly centered, I think, but I'm not going to sweat that. Doesn't matter. And I'm just going to hold that there till it sets up a little bit. And by tucking it in there, I get it nice and even with the edge. Okay. And now we can get rid of that trimmer. I won't need it again for a while, or maybe at all. I'm going to put some glue on my piece of DSP, and now we're going to cover up that little piece there. There we go. Okay, and then we'll put this right on top of that. And this is the back side of that other piece, as you can see. And this goes right to the edge on the left and the right, but it leaves a border at the top and the bottom, and I'm not quite even. Okay, there we go. This beautifully penned paper can also be colored very easily. And if I can find it, I have a card here. I'm going to finish this one up later, but I colored with my blend the background on that pink one, just to give it a little more pop of color. Okay, so now, as you can see, we have a white piece on the inside. I have a little smudge there, hopefully. Yeah, these adhesive erasers are great at getting things off. We're going to put that piece on first, and then we'll lay this one right on top of it before we attach it to our other flap. Okay, so I'm going to put my glue on this. And I'm going to line this up on my grid paper so that I have it straight. And then I'm going to try to center this as best I can. I think I tend to tip backwards just a tad. Okay. And we'll layer these two up. And then I'll show you a part that's going to be personal preference, which way you would like to make it. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting to check and see if there are any comments. It's because I'm having trouble seeing comments, and when I move my cursor to look for comments, it moves the whole video. So now I've got my piece of paper on that, and I'm going to lay it right on top of the other one. Now you can put your flap over that piece of paper, and it will look like this. Or if you want, you can put it under the top piece, and it will look like that. It really doesn't matter too much. You pretty much see the same amount of it. I feel like it's just a little bit sturdier this way. So sometimes when I make cards for my grandson or other younger people, I like to have it be as sturdy as possible. So now we're only going to put adhesive right here where this will cover over it. So you can use tear and tape, you can use the liquid glue, you could use the seal or the Seal Plus. I think I'm going to use a little bit of the tear and tape. All right. So I'm just going to check and make sure I get this where it will be covered up. I'm going to put 2 pieces down, and I'm sure that will be plenty. I had my take your pick tool right here a minute ago. Well, I'll have to pick at it with my fingernail. I'm going to have to line that up again. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to get this right on, nice and even, so that they cover up. There you go. And now that will hold on there. Okay, and then we will put this on and this on, but let's do a little bit of stamping first. Since this is beautifully penned stamp paper, I decided to use the hand-penned stamp set with it, hand-penned petals. And I'm going to color with blends, so that means I'll use my Memento ink. Always use Memento with your blends. And this is a big stamp. It's bigger than the ink pad. So whenever I have a bigger stamp, I always turn my ink pad over so that I can see where I'm stamping and make sure I get the whole stamp covered. Okay, it looks like my screen is frozen. I'm not sure why. If you can still see me, please let me know. Because on my computer, my hands are stuck in one place. I guess I'll just keep going and figure it out at the end. Let's do a quick refresh. Okay, Bobby says I'm good. So I'm going to do just a little bit of the coloring right now, and then I'll switch it for one that I've already colored. But when I color with the blends, I always start with the lighter blend, and I like the brush tip. And this Flirty Flamingo looks really, really bright right now, but it will tone down a little bit as it dries. And I'm not being super careful, and I'm okay if I leave a little bit of white around the edges. I try not to go over the black too much because it's not supposed to bleed, but I do feel like once in a while it does bleed. And then I'm going to come back with the darker one, and I'm going to add some dark around the bottom of all the petals. I'm not much of a gardener or somebody that's very knowledgeable about flowers, so I'm not even sure if that's how this flower would look, but that's what I'm going to do. because it's your card. You can be the artist. Okay, and now I'm going to go back over it again with the lighter color and draw some of that color out. Try to soften those lines. And you can do this as many times as you'd like. You can wait a little bit in between or switch to a different color and let it dry. And you always want to use your blends on a piece of paper that will get attached to the card, not your actual card base, because it bleeds through a little bit. So I have one that I've already finished coloring. I'll finish that one later. I used Balmy Blue on that flower, and I used the light and dark mint macaron on that one. Oh, I was gonna bring some bling over here, and I didn't. What do you think for bling? Should I do rhinestones, or should I color some pearls? I forgot to think. I might do black matte dots. I think that's what I'm gonna do. My Facebook page totally says now that it's not working, so I will go back and respond to comments later. So this is going to go right there, and I'm going to just put a little bit of the glue right in the middle here. And I like that turned just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to step away and get my black matte dots. And I don't see my missing take your pick tool. Okay, there are my dots. I like these dots because they're rounded. They don't poke through envelopes or things so much. And I've also found with the embellishments, like this layer is up higher. If I wanted to put embellishments here, they wouldn't stick up quite so much, but I don't think that's quite where I want these. Let's see. I'll just put one there. I like that they kind of match the polka dots a little bit. And I will put one that's down a little bit lower. And then the third one, whoops, it's floating all over the place. I think I will put it, it's much easier with your take your pick tool. I think I'll put it over here. There. So we have three. I always do my embellishments in threes, and I'm going to leave this one blank because I'm not quite sure what type of card I'll use it for just yet, if it will be thank you or thinking of you, or it could be a birthday card. It could be a sympathy card, so I'll leave it like that. But I hope you will try making one of these cards. As you can see, they're really pretty in all the different prints. And don't forget, if you're hoping for a celebration special, you need to get that ordered by tomorrow, or tomorrow is the last day. And if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you would give me a like or a heart. And if you'd like to share it, that would be great. Then more people could make this great card. I hope you have a great day. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.